Hi, we're Chris and Teresa, and we would love to guide you on your fiber arts journey. We own a successful fiber processing mill and online needle felting business, experienced at raising all fiber animals, and have renovated a 100-year-old school into a fiber arts retreat center.
Processing, needle felting, yarn, roving, fiber animals, and sustainable agriculture are all topics discussed here. Think of this as your one-stop shop for advice, information, tips, and getting your questions answered on all things from farm to needle. So pull up a seat, make sure you're cozy, and get ready to be inspired while you learn. This is EweTube.
Welcome to EweTube. Hi, Canasta. EweTube, what are we? 194. We are out with the sheep. We got one laying in our lap. Canasta is here jealous. I think she's jealous.
No, I think she just thinks you're feeding that one. She's
glorious
food that she's missing out on.
And this one's just getting a little love, a little scratchy.
As long as they don't knock the camera over.
Yes,
good.
Canasta, you just be good.
So this is a CBM. I don't think you can see it.
I think, yeah, right here you can see just the top of her head. Yeah.
She's a brown CBM. And
she's
Canasta
a brown CBM.
Is,
she's beautiful.
She's a Wensleydale BFL Romney cross. She's a very good mother.
And her fleece is exceptionally interesting. Yeah. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
So this is the pen where all of the new mothers go after they get out of their lambing pens. After we're sure that they've bonded and everything's going good and babies are getting enough milk, then they come out here. And so that's, if you can see behind us, they're all resting on the hay. There's a bale over here, which I don't think you can see, but they wander in and out of the barn, which is over here. And so we thought this would be a fun place to do EweTube. It's beautiful out today.
It is beautiful. And we're getting some sheep love.
Somebody
I've missed this so.
Messing with my tripod right now. No. Don't eat it.
You
guys keep walking.
Move on.
It's another CBM, a brown one.
Yes. Seems to be the theme today. It's the theme, sweetie.
So last week we shared a little bit about how Mike was doing. So I haven't seen him at all.
I've had the pleasure of seeing him last Saturday. I went and visited him at his home. He had gotten home from the hospital on Friday, and he was in good spirits. He was looking good. Mary, Monday, was back at work, so it's wonderful, absolutely wonderful. He does have a little road ahead of him. The poor man has to, kind of be home for six to 8 weeks, I think. So that's going to be tough on Mike, who goes and does, but he'll make it. He will make it. So so that's awesome. So thanks for all his prayers for him and his dear wife.
Thanks for all your comments and well wishes. We'll make sure that he looks at them if he hasn't already.
Yep.
I had to really look at the calendar and see where we were last week on these lambs, because the days all kind of just meshed together. It's been, this is like the busiest, this last week was like the busiest lambing since we started.
I got the pleasure of being out here for half a day or so, and I think when I was out here, 2, 4, 6 babies were born. 7 babies were born. Oh, great gracious.
Yes, it was.
And the vet was out here.
Yeah. So we had 14 yesterday. It was a really busy day from beginning to end. It just was nonstop, which is, sometimes very exciting, but it was kind of tiring yesterday. It was. At the end of this video, I'm going to give you a little sheep update, walk you through some of my pictures and videos of this last week, which has been the busiest week of lambing so far. Lots of ups and downs and scary times and happy times. So that will be at the end of this video.
Oh, and then this weekend we had a writer's retreat, which was fun. It wasn't a retreat that we put on. It was a retreat that another instructor just booked and held at the school, and we're so happy to do retreats like that. And yeah, if you have a retreat idea, like they said, couldn't have been a more perfect place.
Yes.
And they're going to make it yearly and bring out
Right.
some other things.
Yeah, all you have to do
they're
is
just,
contact Kristen and she'll set it up. You work with her
absolutely.
and everything that you need.
Yep.
So I think we're going to move right into questions.
We had some good questions
We
this year.
did.
This year. All this year we have,
did.
but this week.
Was wondering if the lamb that did the jailbreak last week is how she's doing with her baby. So she, last YouTube kept breaking out. Wasn't it? No, it was the week before. Wasn't it?
I've lost track of all time.
Me too.
Was it the week
But-
before?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, it
pretty
would have
sure.
been the week before. Yeah.
So she spent a lot of time in her little lambing pen, and I think I just let her out yesterday. And
Could she be one of these? Because she was brown, wasn't she?
she's the one in the.
Oh,
so we have
yes,
a
you pointed out
transition
to her.
pen.
And she's a very good mommy.
And now she's concerned about where her baby is. So a lot of times I'll put him in that transition pen if I'm not sure still. It's a bigger pen with other sheep and other lambs so that I know that they will keep track of their own lamb and then they'll come out here because it's no fun if you see that they're not taking care of their baby after they're out here.
To try to round them up.
Get them back in.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't notice right away and the baby's hungry and if they get to a certain point of being too hungry then they won't take a bottle. Yeah, it's good to catch it right away. So she's turned out very well in the end. So any news on a possible vaccine for your sheep to help with salmonella?
Yes.
So the vet was here yesterday. You'll hear more about that at the end. Maybe we'll talk about it a little bit. But the vet was here yesterday, and he said that they're still working on it, trying to find. Well, at least I hope they are. But my understanding is they're working on it. But we're hoping that there's one commercially available that's already made for this strain. If there isn't one already available for this specific strain that they had, they will have to make one for us, and they only will do 1,000 doses. And of course, we have 300, less than 300 sheep. So
Wow.
it's going to be expensive in the end.
Yeah.
It just seems so wasteful.
Yeah.
And it doesn't last long enough,
Oh.
for you to just keep it
Store.
and use it.
Yeah.
And so he said there's going to be more, complicated things that you have to do later, which, you will have to, figure it out as we go. But I don't know, whatever it costs to make sure this doesn't happen again, I think is worth it. Because you can't afford to lose like 40, 50 sheep a year.
No. Okay, is this something your farm insurance would cover? Something like this?
I don't know. I'm not sure. It would be nice if it did.
Yeah.
I'm doubting it,
Yeah.
but that would be nice.
Yeah.
So we are working on that. And hopefully
good.
we'll have
Very good.
some information, and hopefully it's not super expensive.
Yeah.
If you have lending from Bank North, how does Dakota Business Lending fit in? Is that for the nonprofit university side of things?
Dakota Business Lendings, they came in for the SBA and the SBA 504
Loan.
504 loan program that we applied for, that we wanted to get. And then they needed to work with a local bank, and that's Bank North. And then Dakota Business Lending was the institution that worked with the SBA to approve the 504 program.
Yes, and so we have a loan
Yes,
with the SBA and with Bank North.
correct. So we have 2 loans.
Yes,
Yep.
that's how that worked.
Yes.
The emojis are so cute. How long did they take to make?
Well, it depends which one you made. See, now when I just made the little smiley face with the two eyes.
She just flipped through like 5 of them. I made one.
Teresa was adorable because she had to go and scrounge up because she had them them shaded properly. She had to get the browns in there, shade the blues. It was amazing. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, hers looks.
You didn't get a lot of the commentary because our last YouTube was so long. It was already over an hour.
Yes.
So I cut out a lot of our commentary.
We're always like, do you really have to do that? What are you doing? You're
I was like, well, I can't just do it.
Yeah, because if we do this into a kit, they're not getting all those colors. Or are they?
Why wouldn't they?
Oh dear. Okay then. You're right. They
Advanced.
sure could. They
Well, because
could.
if you notice on an emoji, it's
Yes.
not just black. It's
Yes.
more like a brownish, tannish color that their mouth's in there.
Yep. There's pure white, and there's kind of red that is kind of a varying tones too. And then the blue kind of is a varying tones. And yes, the yellow does have some.
Or maybe we could have two options. One where you just make a basic one, or one where
We
you
could have
actually want
the Chris kit and the Teresa kit.
or mine will just be available in the academy.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, we haven't decided yet.
Or we might just sell the discs and you can embellish them however you would like. You know, and purchase the the wool yourselves.
We
Yeah,
haven't really done anything with it since I've been busy here.
been very busy.
So
Very busy. Yep.
we will be working on that soon.
Yeah, this week now, this Wednesday, we will be teaching that to 37 high schoolers. That'll be their needle felting
Not me.
project. They're coming for a tour. Mary and I will be teaching that to
you better
37
take
high
pictures
schoolers.
and-
Oh yeah, we
yeah.
will. We will. Yeah, we will.
That'll be cute.
Yeah.
Next question: do you artificially inseminate, or do the sheep get busy? the sheep get busy. We shared a lot
For how
about
long?
that last fall.
How long are they busy? A month?
It's like 2 cycles. So
2 cycles,
Yeah,
okay.
they were busy, and I don't know if you remember, they were fighting through the fences, broke through the fences. We had lots of struggles because this was our new pens last year. We had them in the four different pens, and they were fighting through it and wrecking things, and it was a mess.
Naughty grams.
We have thought in the past of artificially inseminating. When growing up, my dad, that's all we did with the cattle. And so, I mean, that was, interesting to me. I wanted to try that out. But with sheep, it's a whole different process where it's more like a surgical procedure. They have to have surgery
Seriously?
to have it done, and it's expensive, and you don't even know, if they'll settle. It's just like kind of a. So you'd have to really, really want a certain ram, So we just
Interesting.
buy rams, and I'm not saying we'll never do that. I mean, it does intrigue me to try doing that. So
Is that something a vet has to do, or is that something that?
there is a guy that he brought me. It's the one when we were in Maryland that had the valet black nose.
Yes.
That
Oh.
that couple. I have bought wool from her
Yes.
and her husband, and since I'd bought wool from her, they were at a show somewhere out east, and they were going back to Oregon, and so they picked up a ram for me in Michigan, I think. And then they brought it here and brought it to me because they were going through anyway. But her husband does that. They travel all over and do that.
Interesting.
So.
Very interesting.
So depending on the answer, do you keep males? I have. I don't a lot. I usually try and buy rams just to get the different blood into the flock. We have kept a couple that are, exceptionally nice, and especially since we bought like CVMs and things that from a different flock, we can save one of our rams. So one of the rams, actually the one I bred all the CVMs to is one of ours. So Bison was one of ours. So we do keep wethers too sometimes, if we're needing wool and if we have room.
And wethers are?
castrated males, and otherwise we sell them at the sale barn, and when they're older. So
Certain age. And that's at the schoolhouse, we're going to have wethers because we won't be breeding there. We'll just have them for education.
yeah. Is the wool different by sex? I would.
You got to go into the weather talk there.
Okay,
'Cause
so
it does make a difference. Yeah.
So specifically, I don't know if there's like a textural difference between a ram and a ewe. There's a certain smell difference.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Rams have a very strong
Smells like puke.
smell.
It smells like puke.
It's not fun.
Yeah.
But wethers, they have very, very nice wool. They have no stress in their lives. They don't have to have babies, feed babies, carry babies. And so they
Make babies. I don't have to do any of that.
have amazing wool. We got so much beautiful wool from the wethers that we have kept. The older ones had so much, and it was so long and healthy. So yeah, there is quite a difference. There's a lot more on the males because they're just bigger.
Yeah.
So we've gotten like 15 pounds off of a male sheep before, and then average this year, what was it? 7 on the ewes.
On the ewes. Yep.
On average, what percentage of moms don't take to their role? And I'd have to say like 25%. And you typically don't save like you would cull the bad mothers. And like if you were to take
And
all
culling means that you would just sell them, get them off your farm, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you don't want their babies because they're going to be bad mothers too potentially. The first time mothers, you kind of cut them some slack because they have no idea. And a lot of ours, they're just indifferent. They don't really care. A lot of the first time mothers. And so that's very important that you put them in the lambing jug, because that's when they realize that, oh, I need to feed this baby. And most of them have been very good about letting them nurse.
They come around kind of after a while.
Yes, they do. And all of them have. There isn't any that we, took the baby and put it in the bucket baby pen.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's very good.
So they all have. It just takes them a while. And if they've had a difficult birth, they're sometimes in shock for a little bit, so you have to give them some time.
Can't blame them for that.
To adjust. Sometimes, have to stand in the pen until they'll stand still and let baby nurse. Otherwise, they just circle and circle because they don't understand what this baby's doing. But then there's some that as soon as they have their baby, they know everything, and it's their first time, and so it's just amazing to see.
Yeah, that is
very amazing.
It is.
They talk to them, they do, everything right. And those are my favorite. Stress-free. So, yeah.
And I got to witness a couple of those yesterday.
Yeah. So, if I could be choosy right now, we're just trying to grow the flock. If I could be more choosy, I would be culling some of the bad mothers. And then there's also ewes when they get older. We stop breeding them, after a certain time because they don't care anymore. They're like, I'm not doing this again. And they and then also if, a lot of things can happen with their udders over the years. If they've had any mastitis or anything, and sometimes they'll only have milk on one side, or if they do have mastitis, that's another reason they're being a bad mother because they don't want any lamb touching.
Yes.
So you just got to be watching for that and aware so that you can treat them for the mastitis. So, and we've only had a couple this year that we found with mastitis, so that's good.
That is very good.
And we've had years before where it's like it's constant. So, and I don't know why, but it's like, mastitis again.
And I bet the vet can't even tell you why.
No.
It's just, yeah.
And we have, different ideas that we did this different this year. And so it's just record keeping. This year I've been trying to keep a journal. Just writing down every day, this happened, this one was sick, this one we treated, and and things, where before I've always just put it in the computer. I have a program where I put everything in, and I started out really good on the journal. And I'm tired at night.
Well, after 14 lambs in a day, that'd be pretty
last
hard.
night I actually opened it up and I was like,
Can't do it.
I can't even remember who had a baby
Yeah.
today.
Time.
So I did it this morning. I came out here and walked through them and wrote everything, you know, just so I remember. Because you learn from your experiences. And I tried to write, we had the vet out here yesterday. We had one ewe that was down. She couldn't get up. And I had several other limping. And so we had the vet come out because I was concerned they were having the same issue. And he thought that she was low on calcium, which can happen after they have their babies. And so he gave her IV calcium, and she got up by herself this morning.
Yay!
But also he took blood, and she wasn't low on calcium. So I don't. It's always a guessing game, a mystery. So. Yeah. Anyway, where was I going with the vet came out here?
We have some good pictures of
We do.
Teresa and the vet.
But I was going somewhere with this. Yesterday. Oh, I was talking about my journaling.
Oh.
So I tried to, like, when he was telling me things on the phone, I was trying to write that all in my journal because it's so important, because you forget. You know, Jeff and I will sometimes sit down and say, I kind of remember this happening before.
Oh, yeah.
And what did we do about it?
Yeah.
And so it's good to write that stuff down and, you know, keep good records.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, a while ago we had, one of our faithful watchers
Yes.
had a question. She had several questions, which we've been working through, and this is the last one.
Yeah.
She had questions on shipping and fulfillment of orders. And so Chris is a little different than mine. So, you know, just starting out, I sold on Etsy. Etsy makes it very easy. I just had put PayPal payment on my website, and then PayPal's pretty easy to ship through too, print the label and things. Once my business grew some more, I was having, when you have somebody else helping you, I moved on to ShipStation. So then you can keep track of everything and ship everything through ShipStation, which
makes it easier when you're shipping multiple packages, like.
And it also sends the emails and everything saying, and the tracking information, which is nice.
On the processing end, we don't ship out 50 boxes a day. It's more like 1 or 2 boxes a week. There's in the 6, 7 states, there's a company called Speedy Delivery up here that is very, very reasonable delivery costs, and you could ship any size box through them. I can ship a refrigerator box full of wool if I wanted to. It's amazing. It just goes strictly by weight. So I use that for all of the folks that were in that range. Otherwise, it was just the post office. And as long as I had UPS, FedEx, the red and yellow one, whatever they're called. I had DHL, yes, accounts with them too. But when you're not, a high shipper, it's the post office. As long as you're shipping an 18 by 18 by 18 box or smaller, it's fairly reasonable as well. So that's what I used for all areas, that weren't in that speedy delivery range, and it's very easy. You just through the post office, you can just write on the website, you can just print out your label right on there, put it right on the package, and then you send your final invoice, and they pay for the shipping that way, and then off it goes once it's shipped. So I mean, it's not too difficult. I mean, it's not much of a pain.
I mean, it's time consuming. Packaging.
Yeah.
And things.
I understand why it's shipping and handling. I get that, because I guess we don't put an extra fee on it, even now, you don't put an extra
Yeah.
fee on it, but I can see where folks would, because you've got a box, you've got a label, you've got the time to do it, but you know, you just have to kind of try to figure that into your cost of your products.
And both of us had purchased our boxes through Uline. They get it here really quickly, like next day.
But you pay for it.
Yeah, the shipping is.
Shipping is as much as the product.
But you make sure that you just put that into your product price. And
Yep.
So
Yep.
it's covered.
Yep. And if you, now we order it by the pallets, the boxes, so it's a discounted rate then, so.
Yeah, and it's just trying to figure out the different sizes that you need. Yeah, that's just a learn as you go
Yeah.
type
Yep.
of thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. All right.
Hopefully we answered your question. If you
Yeah.
have
If
more-
not, let us know.
If you have more specific
Yeah, absolutely.
we would
Okay.
give you more details.
Last week, oh, hi, sweetie. Look at you.
Her name's Old Maid.
Old maid, you are sweet as can be.
It was the game year.
Yes, honey, you are a sweetheart. Okay, last week the question was how many lambs by 1 p.m. today? Tuesday the 25th. And what was the count?
75.
No, it was 76. It was 76, and Cindy Hendrickson was the closest with 75.
That's where I got 75.
That's where you got 75. So congratulations, Cindy.
Suddenly made me nervous. We haven't checked them in a while.
Should we go do a walkabout? Or here we're just about to. Okay, so congratulations. Do your thing.
So you just need to contact us through the forum on bearcreekfelting.com. Just fill out the I'm the YouTube prize winner, and we'll send you your prize.
Yes, and next week's question is, let us know if you have attended a class or a retreat at the Nome Schoolhouse and what that was. And if you have not attended, what class or retreat would you like to attend? Even if it's one that we're not currently offering.
Yes.
Let us know. So comment below, you'll get
Yeah.
put in the prize.
Can't wait to read those.
I know. Check out University Makers Day, first Sunday of every month.
Check out University. What was that?
Check out university.com for all of our classes that are constantly.
Okay, and it's university.org.
Whoops.
That's why she doesn't.
Okay, here you go.
Say
You
these
finish
things
this off. I'll just sit here loving on the sheep here. I'm going to take you home. I am. I'm taking you home with me.
So yes, all of the classes, retreats are on university.org.
.org. .org.
It's a nonprofit.
University with an EWE.
Right. And Maker's Day, you will find on bearcreekfelting.com. Because if you come to Maker's Day, you purchase this ticket, you can use that in the store to buy whatever you like.
It's free. It's just a way we get a count.
Yes.
In case 300 people show up, we got to make sure we have enough chairs out.
Yes. So we have many different classes coming up. So please check that out. I am adding more all the time. You want to check that out. You also follow university.org on Facebook, and you will get lots of information there.
Yeah.
And I don't remember what I was going to say.
I hope
Oh,
that
it's
you were able to
beautiful
see
out here.
some.
Yeah, hopefully you
lamb.
saw some of them playing in the
Yeah.
back or soaking up the sun. They really love to soak up the sun.
And I
If-
sure enjoyed looking
If you
on this
didn't get
guy.
to see
This
them,
gal.
just stay tuned here. We're going to end with a little run through of my last week.
Now we're going to go check on the other
Yes.
ewes now.
Or if
Yay!
it's anything like yesterday, they were turn around, there's another one going.
That's all, folks.